Same steps. After realizing and finding the fault, and after putting them in priorities, you start to do what? To use the strategy of forcing the part to do it until the part sends signals to the heart, then it will become habit. New manner. Look at Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. Can you imagine that Umar radiallahu anhu, before Islam, he had a little god from the dates. You know, when you put the date with some butter and you make it ajwa, like mixed, and he made the statue from the date, worshipping that god, and when he feel hungry, he eat it. Where is the logic? Where is the genius person? After this, the same Umar, he was matching with the revelations of Allah many times, in the khamr, in the hijab, in maqam Ibrahim, in praying behind the hypocrites, until the degree that one day in some battle, the Prophet said, لَوْ عَذَّبَنَا اللَّهُ لَمْ يَنْجُ مِنَّا إِلَّا أَنْتَ يَا عُمَرُ. If we receive punishment from Allah, the only one will be saved and will be excluded from the punishment would be Umar. Until the degree that one day the Prophet ﷺ, in his dream, imagine the dream of our beloved Prophet, he saw castle or palace in the Jannah, and he heard that that palace for a young man from Quraysh. The Prophet said while dreaming, I hope that that young man from Quraysh would be me. He said, and then I heard it's for Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. This palace in the Jannah for that shab min Quraysh, Umar ibn al-Khattab. Until the Prophet ﷺ said, لو كان نبيا بعدي, if there is any prophethood after me, that would be Umar. لو كان نبيا بعدي لكان عمر. What happened? What happened is Islam improved the habits, the manners of them, all of them. So we need to learn the strategy, the tactic. Realize that your heart is the king and the sender of the signals, but he receives signals from the parts, from the organs also. And we work based on this secret in our creation. Any manner that you want to get it, copy, force your parts to do it, force your part to do it, and don't wait for your heart. And stay period of time. So staying period of time, it's one step, important step, very important step. Staying period of time, forcing and pushing by efforts until you feel that you are doing it with pleasure. When you feel that you're doing it now with pleasure, congratulations, you get already your target. You have that manner. What's next? I go to the schedule, the priority of my own faults. And during my life, I always have these four avenues of realizing my faults. And I always have these 5 steps of improving my manners. When you're doing this, receive good news. You are a member of that house in the Jannah that the Prophet will be the leader of it. أنا زعيم بيت في ربض الجنة لمن حسن خلقه. For those who improve their characters, for those who improve their manners. So don't ever say it's too late. Don't ever say by American way, oh, nobody's perfect. Because people, they use this sentence by wrong way. As if it's hopeless case. That's me, and I grow up like this, and I can't change. Take it or leave it. No, that's ignorance. You can change yourself. You can change your habits. You can change your manners. And today, we learn together how and what are the procedures and what the circumstances as we decide together by our first gathering. We have to follow the knowledge by what? Actions. If you have knowledge and you don't follow this by actions, the knowledge itself will fly away. العلم يهتف بالعمل فإن أجابه وإلا ارتحل. When you have the knowledge, when you gain the knowledge keep calling the actions. If the action accept the invitation, then the knowledge will be there and you will get the knowledge of what you didn't know before. According to the hadith, من عمل بما يعلم أورثه الله علم ما لم يعلم. If you practice what you know, what you learn, if you practice this, Allah's gonna provide you by the knowledge that you didn't get and you never get. So you have knowledge, practice, follow, call the action. If the action of your body accept the invitation of the knowledge, you will gain more knowledge and more actions and more knowledge and more actions until you upgrade your iman and you upgrade your practicing of Islam until you reach the levels of the highest levels of worshippers. According to the authentic, very authentic, one of the highest authenticity of the hadith, when the Prophet said, إِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَيُدْرِكُ بِحُسْنِ الْخُلُقِ درجات قائم الليل وصائم النهار. By improving your manners, by this only, you can reach the highest levels of worshippers, and you're not one of them. You're not fasting extra, nawafil a lot. You're not praying a lot of tahajjud. You're not active too much with worship. But by improving your manners, you could by this reach the highest levels of the worshippers. إِنَّ الرَّجُلَ لَيُدْرِكُ بِحُسْنِ الْخُلُقِ دَرَجَاتِ قَائِمِ اللَّيْلِ وَصَائِمِ النَّهَارِ. On the opposite, on the other hand, they asked the Prophet, such and such woman, she's a worshipper. She fasts on the daytime and she prayed tahajjud at night. But you know what, O Prophet? لَكِنَّهَا تُؤْذِي جِيرَانَهَا بِلِسَانِهَا. She harmed her neighbors by her tongue. Call them names and speak bad about them. The Prophet replied, لَا خَيْرَ فِيهَا هِيَ مِنْ أَهْلِ النَّارِ. she's not good, and she's from the people of the hellfire. You cannot be a believer with bad manners. And you cannot say